Mate, you know that the word Caucasian means cave dweller, mate. That's what it means. I didn't make it up, mate. Alright, listen, man. Alright, go on, man.
Yeah. That was put out their name forever and ever.
Right, that's what's gonna happen. Because they're walking around here proud like they built this castle.
The man needs to come together.
And they didn't build the castle, man. They didn't. They were imposters. Caucasian cave dwelling invaders. That's right. That's who you are. And your husband. Okay? Alright, man. Let me carry on with the quotes. Carry on with the quotes, man. Carry on with these quotes. Page 65 left. That's the next quote I'm going to bring out. See, you know what, man? These average Edomites, they're not on a level, man. We need the Rothschilds out here who can say, sir, I got a question for you, man. When are you going to bring this new world order in? Okay, 65:11. Castle's illustration, History of England, says that the cairns and remains found in the British Islands are found in the same form only in Palestine. So that's the architecture I think it was talking about. That this architecture that was in England and in the medieval period is similar to the architecture in Palestine, man. You know, they weren't having the, you know, when you look at these castles, they weren't having the long skyscrapers and all that. You know, the long skyscrapers. You know, they weren't having all that.
Roman builds.
Fucking rock effigies in there.
That's right, man.
No one having it.
You know, the tall buildings with the rods on top, the obelisk building structures, right? Yeah, next quote, page 72. This is what I was going to read. It says, it is not strange that the early Britons, descendants of Israel, held worship in the sacred oak groves of England and Wales. So no, it says that the early Britons were descendants of Israel. So this is a guy, this is from a book quoted by Dr. Waddington. Okay, while Reverend Canon License is quoted by Dr. Waddington, and that's what he said. Now, how did he know this? Through the facts, through the archaeology? Because it wasn't these so-called Europeans, man. He wasn't, mate. You know? Anyway, let me carry on, man. I'm going to start cutting these devils up. These devils, man. Fucking devils, man. These devils. They make, you know what, man? These devils, man. Anyway, let me... You know what, these devils are so pasty, man. You look like you ain't showered in a year, man. You so-called white people, man. Yeah. you got a red face. Yeah, you, mate. Okay, but the Welsh and the... It says, but the Welsh and the kindred ancient tongues of Ireland and Scotland have been clearly identified as dialects of the Hebrew. So, and even when you check out the Welsh, man, that's very close to the Hebrew. The Welshman's gonna speak, you don't even know what the fuck the guy's saying, man. You know? You don't know what the hell he's saying. But these tongues, the Irish and the Scots and the Welsh also, was all close to the Hebrew, man. Just page 77.
That's after I come out. That's after I come out of the tunnel, isn't it?
It says, history of Britain, speaking of the early settlers in Britain, says that from their language, which was Hebrew, he would pronounce them Hebrews, were it not that the Hebrews kept to their own soil. But did the Hebrews keep to their own soil? No. The scripture said we'd be scattered all over the whole earth. Then we ruled, like we said, we ruled. So these are all facts, man. This is proof, more proof on top of proof. Let's get some scriptures out, man. Get me Psalms 10 and 1, and get me Psalms 25:14.
Psalms 10, 1. Why standest thou afar off, O Most High? Why hidest thou thyself in times of trouble? The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor.
Right, the wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. That's these so-called Europeans, man. These pale-faced vampire devils, man. Well, they ain't Count Dracula. That was Vlad Tepes. I mean, I just want to use a word to defame these vile beings. Go on, man.
The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined.
Why the devices that they imagine? But they're telling you that they built this castle. Can I ask you gentlemen a question? Can I do that? Okay. Where you guys from? You're not from England, are you? Okay, you guys. Okay, I can't interview you guys.
Texas.
Right, Texas. Do you know America's going to be destroyed? Do you know that? My God.
The hurricane's already on its way.
Well, that's right. Well, the missiles, there's going to be a third world war with Russia as well, man. Right. That's all right. All right, go on, bro.
For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous, whom the Most High abhorreth.
That's right. So the Most High abhorreth these people, and they bless the fact that they're coveting what's not theirs. Just like with this building here, man, it's got nothing to do with them. It's got nothing to do with these so-called Europeans, man. Their homelands are caves. You know, if any one of them beg to differ, I've just got a picture for you right now, man, son. You know, they're homosexual. Look at Jimmy Savile, man. They go on, read that, man. Go on, man.
The
You
wicked,
got nothing to say, man.
the wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all his faults. His way.
The Most High is not in all his faults. Because what kind of a person steals history and acts like he was his history, man? Only a low-life grab, man, a piece of shit. Like, you know, not even a cricket. That's a low scum faggot, man. Give me Psalms 25:14.
Psalms 25:14. The secret of the Most High is with them that fear him.
Right, the secret of the Most High is with them that fear him, man. Because all throughout this system, you got these Europeans, these devil crackers, running around, teaching their people and people like them that they ruled Europe in the Dark Ages. But yet they're saying all kind of bad things. You know what they say in the Dark Ages? They say that there was rubbish on the streets, people would doo-doo in the river, and everyone would be drinking out of the same river, and everyone was just leaving their rubbish to decompose on the streets. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make no sense. Doesn't make sense whatsoever, man.
Can I just say something?
Go on, bro.
Or they'll be saying that, but then they're going to be building structures like this.
Right.
So how does that make sense?
That's right.
These guys are going to be fucking living in their own shit, but then they're going to build castles like this. Come on, man.
That's right.
Fucking bullshit.
When you pan it around, you get all these so-called Europeans out taking pictures. Take their structures. Damn imposters, man. Oh, go on, man. What is it, the Psalms? When you finish that, get me just read that from 14 to 22. Then get me Psalms 31:7. You know.
And he will show them his covenant.
Right? He's not showing his covenant to them because they believe in democracy, mate. They believe in voting, and they believe in homosexuals.
Mine eyes are ever toward the Most High, for he shall pluck my feet out of the net. Turn thee unto me, and have mercy upon me, for I am desolate and afflicted. Troubles of my heart are enlarged. Bring down me out of my distresses.
Right.
Look upon mine afflictions and my pains.
This ain't happening to the Edomites, man. You so-called Negroes out there, while you're selling drugs and killing each other, so-called Europeans up in the museums looking at your history and claiming it for himself, when it's not their history, man. We already told you what the word Caucasian means. It means cave dwellers, man. That's what it means. And I didn't make it. I didn't make it up. That's what it means. So go on, man.
Look upon mine afflictions and my pains, and forgive all my sins.
Alright, man. You done on that. Give me what the next one is called. No, it was 31. 31:17.
Psalms 31, verse 17. Let me not be ashamed, O Most High, for I have called upon thee. Let the wicked be ashamed, and let them be silent in the grave.
The wicked are going to be ashamed. And first of all, for exposing you, hey chap, can I have a word with you, mate? See, the Edomites are rats, man. There goes the black woman. With no hair.
No hair. She's still got a fucking weed.
Yeah, go watch it. She's put conch on her scalp, man. She put that white chemical that burns out her damn brain cells. Not only does it burn out her hair, but you know what, man? Yeah. All right. Listen, I've got another set on the back. Get me Psalms 59:12, Psalms 55:21. While you're doing that, I'm going to go to the next page. Page 78 and 8. Page 78. Okay. That's the next part we're going to read. Claiming history that you devils have got a lot to pay for, man. I hope, man. Anyway. History of Britain, speaking of the early settlers in Britain, says that from their language, which was Hebrew. I've read this part, didn't I? But it's no problem going over it again. This is the language which was Hebrew, man. He would pronounce them Hebrews were it not that the Hebrews kept to their own soil. I read that. It's alright, it's all good and gay. Alright, I go to 11. William Tyndall, the first translator of the Hebrew Bible and Greek Testament into English, said, "The Greek agreeth more than the English than the Latin, and the properties of the Hebrew tongue agreeth 1,000 times more with the English than with the Latin." Right? I'll read that again so you can get it. The Greek agreeth more with the English than the Latin, and the properties of the Hebrew tongue agreeth 1,000 times more with the English than with the Latin, showing you the similarities between English and the Hebrew. I have another, 13, I'll read this. It says, as the, I'll read this part. As to the idiomatic structure of the language, it says, the British and Anglo-Saxon is nearest to the Hebrew, whereas the German is akin to the Assyrians. Note the Yiddish. It says the German, whereas the German is akin to the Assyrians. With the Amalekites claiming that the Jews, it says their language is closer to the Assyrians than anything. That Yiddish that they're speaking now. Right? We're talking about Amalekites, man. When you go further into the book, you'll see that it's talking about that. Anyway, page 81 and 2. Right. In connection with these two branches of the Celtic people, it should be noted that the scattered tribes of Israel, though no longer known by this God-given name of Israel, were still the covenant people, the people of God, which their name signifies. For the Hebrew word Barith or Barayath means covenant, hence Britons, and the word Hebrew for nation of God. Right? So it's showing you there, man. That's showing you straight out that the way Israelites can't get around that fact. I mean, I've brought out a lot in this book, man. You just can't get around it. You know what? Hit me a scripture. Do that. Hit me a scripture. And I'll read Psalms 80. Sorry, my bad. Read what you got there. Page 87, sorry. Go on.
Psalm 59.
You don't